you're making it so hard for me to love you. And so the world will never understand the things of the Spirit, because every time you've been in those places where people want to know, how could you still do this after that? Well, you from the world, you don't understand. I'm coming from my spirit. I'm coming from my spirit. We have what spirit? The Spirit of God. To love that way, you have to have the Spirit of God. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, not because of anything you did. To love like that, you have to understand what God's love is. You got to understand what God's love is if we are going to love the way he says we should love. The scripture says, if you love somebody that's going to love you back, what profit that? Even a sinner could do that. If you give to somebody who's going to give or pay you back, what profit that? Even the sinners know how to do that. So what is different between you and a sinner? A sinner loves the people that only love him back. A sinner could give to the people that will give to him back. So what makes you different than a sinner? The difference that you're supposed to have, and you're supposed to love without even the conditions around it. If you can't have that, then what makes you different than them? It says, well, I love people that love me back. Oh, well, sinners do that too. Gangsters do that too. They got a brotherhood. So what makes you different than them? What makes you different than them is that you have the love of God. And the love of God is an agape love, an unconditional love. It is a love that does without conditions. But if you don't understand God's love, then you don't understand how to give God's love. You following me? Paul said in Romans, he said, I'm convinced. He said, I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor things present, nor things to come, nothing shall separate us from the love of God. What he said was, there's nothing that I can do, you can do, or anybody can do that can make God stop loving me. Paul said, I'm convinced that nothing can happen. No principality, no death, no life. Nothing in this world could happen that could separate us from the love of God. Which means that God always loves me no matter what happens. And I'm convinced that no matter what I do, God loves me. God loves me. Somebody say, God loves me.
God loves me.
No matter what. And because we are in the world, sometimes we don't understand it, because in the world it don't work like that. So in the world, we think now that there's something I can do to make God love me more. And there's some things I can do that make God love me less. Because we're trying to equate love from this world perspective, when in the spirit, God is love. There is no more love you can get. Neither can you lose any love, because God himself is love. So that means God's love is never intended or based upon you. It don't depend on you. It don't depend if you did this right. It don't depend on if you do that right. It doesn't depend on if you don't do this. God's love don't depend on things. It has no conditions. And when we understand God's love, then we ought to duplicate God's love in the earth. That's the thing that makes you different than everybody else. If you only love those that love you, then you ain't got to be saved to do that. If you give for an expected return, you don't have to be saved to do that. He says even the sinners do that. But when we understand that and accept that God's love is unconditional, then that is what we should display. Hallelujah. And when we display that love that has no requirements of something, it's called agape love. It's called unconditional. So to love beyond conditions is when there is a reward. Oh God. When we love beyond conditions is where rewards live. I'll say that again. When we love or give beyond conditions, that's where the rewards live. Oh God, if you could grasp that concept, I just said something right there. My return is not dictated by where I sold it. My reward is not determined by how much money you got and if you can pay me back or not. Because yeah, we can bless somebody that don't have and expect something in return, but if all that person has is this, then how great is your reward? No, I don't need yours. Because if I don't need yours, my reward comes from a greater place. You hear what I'm saying? And so when we move to a place to bless, to give, to do without an expected return, we set ourselves up for God to reward us from a place higher than where we have sown. Are you hearing me today?
Amen.
Higher than where we have sown. If I give somebody who doesn't have anything to eat a sandwich, if they don't have nothing to eat, what could they give back to me? You can say, well, this is all I have, and they could give me something small because the level of their giving is determined by where they are. But when my reward is not looking to be from where I've sown, but from a greater place, I'm not worried about what you could give back because the level of where I'm sowing is not going to determine my comeback, my return. It's not determined by where I sow it. If I don't look for a return, I don't care where it lies. The return comes from a greater place. Too many times we do things only to look for what can we get back. And that's the problem with us. We say we're Christians, but I come to tell you that even the sinner do that. That's what the word says. Even the sinner would give where he can get a return. What makes you different than them is that you have the heart to do without an expected return. And if you haven't came to that place yet to where you only seek return, then you have shown no separation from just a regular sinner. Oh man, I'm hurting. Ouch. But we're Christians, we do good. Everybody do good. To them that do good. Everybody love them that love them. What makes you true Christian is when you love those that hate you. Ouch. What makes you a true Christian is when you can give without an expected return. Show you would give if I told you loan me $20 and I give you $30 on Friday. Sure you'll give. But if I didn't have it at all and you gave, that's what makes the difference. That's what makes the difference. And so the scripture here, Luke 6, he says, but if you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? For even a sinner love those who love them. And if you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that to you?